Okay, we're almost ready to finish off our game. So we've got a hero that moves around the screen. We've got enemies. And if the enemies overlap, they destroy each other. I can use my button A to shoot projectiles at the enemy. If the enemy overlaps with me, then I die. And if my projectile overlaps with an enemy, if it overlaps with enemy 1, it kills enemy 1. If it's enemy 2, it kills enemy 2. But I think I need to add a score to this. So on the info menu, you'll notice that you've got set score, and you've got a score here that you can add as a variable, and you can change score by a certain amount. And you've also got lives that you can set. Okay, so there's also a countdown. Let's try using the countdown. I'll just move right up to the top. So all of this happens on the start. What we can do is we can start the countdown to, let's say, 60 seconds. You've got 1 minute to get as much as you can. So that'll start counting down the game. Also, what we can do is we can set the score to 0. At the beginning of the game, the score is 0. Now, every time that an enemy is killed, we've got to change that score by a certain amount. So when the enemy overlaps, for example, just move that down a bit, then we're going to change the score by 1, and I can duplicate that as well, and we change the score by 1. Let me move that one off to the side here. When the enemy kills the player, well, I want to lose a life, don't I? So we can change life by -1, and I'll lose a life. Now, did I set the life? No. So I need to go and set life to 3. So you've got 3 lives shown by hearts there. And every time I die, I lose a life. And when I kill an enemy, the score is changed by 1. When I kill it with the projectiles, I could even up the score, so I don't have to have the same score for everything. So maybe you get 5 points. So when they destroy each other, you only get 1 point. But when you destroy them with your projectiles, then it changes it by 5. So in that way, you can lose lives when you die. You've got a countdown running, and you are gaining a score to try and reach the highest score. Well, I think that's enough for now. What we need to look at next is tidying the whole thing up a bit, make it a bit more user-friendly, and get enemies to come back again.